Joining us now from the White House is John Kirby. He's the National Security Council's coordinator for strategic communications. Admiral Kirby, we thank you for your time this morning because all of a sudden Sudan is front page news. People are thinking, what's happening there? Did the U.S. government have some inkling that things were spinning out of control? And I ask this because the daring rescue plan seemed to come together very, very quickly.
It was only a week ago Saturday, Gayle, that the fighting really broke out in Khartoum and became so deadly and so violent. And so within that course of a week, we moved from, again, just urging both sides to abide by a ceasefire, which, of course, we still do, to feeling like it wasn't safe enough for our diplomats and our embassy to stay manned there and operating. And so we moved them out. It is still very dangerous. Those images that you just showed, I think, clearly demonstrate the level of violence and the activity inside Khartoum, which is why we're advising all Americans, those who didn't take the warning to get out, to shelter in place, to stay safe. This is not the time to be moving around the city.
I know. Mr. Kirby, those images are terrifying. Do you have any numbers on how many Americans still remain and what are their options? Are people that say, I want to get out and I want to go now?
Great question, Gayle. Look, there are thousands of American citizens that live and work in Sudan. The vast majority of them are dual nationals. They have citizenship in the United States as well as Sudan. They grew up in Sudan. Families are there. Businesses are there. And they don't have any interest in leaving. Now, we do know there are some American citizens, those that work for partner agencies of ours, like for the implementing partners of USAID or teach at the American school that we're in touch with that may want to leave. And I can tell you that several dozen right now are part of this UN convoy that's making its way to Port Sudan right now over land. And the United States military is providing overwatch through unmanned assets to watch over that convoy to make sure that we're be able to see whatever security problems they might face. And of course, we're looking at putting naval assets in the Red Sea near Port Sudan to help with any evacuation or assistance that American citizens might need. We're going to do everything we can to help guide people, get them the information they need to get out safely. But it is not safe right now for another evacuation attempt. That would actually put Americans in more danger, not less.
Admiral, it's Tony Dokoupil. I wanted to get one question in about the 21-year-old National Guardsman accused of leaking classified documents to his buddies in an online gaming platform, Discord. We knew that he'd been doing it October of 2022 or accused of, and now there's reporting suggesting that it might have gone back as far as February of 2022, raising the question, do we know how many documents are actually out there, how big of a leak we're dealing with?
The truth is, Tony, that we don't. And that's obviously deeply concerning to all of us. We want to get as great a grasp on the scope of the universe of documents that are out there so we can do a proper national security assessment of exactly what damage might be done. But we don't know. And that's why we're fully cooperating with the Department of Justice as they work through a criminal investigation. It's also why the Air Force and the Department of Defense are working really hard to, again, try to get a better grip on exactly what's out there and what damage might be done by those documents being in the public domain.
All right. And that guardsman has not entered a plea as of yet. John Kirby, thank you very much for the clarity this morning.
Yes, sir.